Hey everybody, I'm Mama Baird and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have another food bank haul for you. Now this is our local food bank. You're allowed to come once a week. You get a little card that tells you how much you are allowed to have. That's more on just the staples though. There are different limits for produce, meats, dairies, and those are all posted on the coolers. I like to go towards the end of the week and I like to get any extra produce that would have gotten thrown away. And one of the ways that I know that this produce would have gotten thrown away, because I'm back there volunteering and sorting through the produce to put some out for the customers and the rest of them are going into a goat bin to feed the goats. So I'm literally picking and choosing what veggies are good enough for customers and which ones need to go. So any of them that they get an abundance of, they let the volunteers take home, or anybody who's shopping can take home extra. So when you see me come back with lots of food, it's because it literally was going to the dump and I saved it from it to try and feed my family to extend our grocery budget. If you're a typical family, just living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet, barely saving, barely being able to afford food for your kids, Gatterfly, and now that school's back, it's gonna cost some money. So if you feel yourself struggling, I really hope you consider going to your local food bank. I do have resources listed below in the description box if you're looking for a place to start. All right, everybody, let's get into this haul and let's see what I got. Before we do though, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you are, thank you so much for being here. Just liking, commenting, sharing, all that really helps support the channel. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's get into this food bank haul and let's see what I got. All right, guys, I'm gonna start off with the bread. I got one of these shepherd or sheep hero bread. That's what it says, sheep heroes. So that looks really cool. Nice big loaf of bread. It looks super soft. So I grabbed that. And then here's a whole grains 12 seeds. This is good. Sandwich bread. And then my only meat that I got this week are some pork chili verde. And it looks like it's just diced and it has verde seasoning. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy to get that. 1.61 pounds, and I'm glad that it's already diced. That saves a lot of time. Then in the canned goods, I just grabbed 2 cans of diced carrots. Then I got 2 zucchini, a big bag of nice garden fresh tomatoes. Looking forward, I really liked that roasted salsa I did last week, so I think I'm gonna do that again. These nice heirlooms here. And then I had 2 things of 1% milk, half gallons. This is a bunch of oregano. Oh, it smells so good. Fresh oregano. I'm gonna throw that in the freeze dryer. And then this is onions in balsamic vinegar. So I'm guessing this is like maybe caramelized onions or something. Yeah, I don't know if maybe this would be good as like a French onion soup, but I was happy to get that. 3.3 pounds. That's quite a lot of that. And then here's one thing of whole ricotta cheese. They had a whole bunch of that, so they were allowed 1 per family. And then you're allowed 1 per family member. I just got 3 though. I got 1 sparkling lemon, sparkling lime, and then this is like an energy drink, cherry slush. Husband will probably get that. And then for the sweet, we got 6 double chocolate chip muffins. Some of them did not make the ride home. I don't know what happened. Then a bag of dog food. They had so many strawberries, so there was no limit on strawberries, so I grabbed 2 containers. And they also had a bunch of kohlrabi, so there's no limit on kohlrabi, so I grabbed 3 of them. And then they had a thing of asparagus. I love asparagus, so I grabbed that. And then they had lots of peaches, so I grabbed, I think these are peaches. They're not quite ripe yet, so you put them in here and then they'll get ripe. So I think that's why they did that. And that is all that I got on my haul this week. However, I also volunteered. And when you volunteer, you get some, oh, hold on, someone's calling me. All right, that was husband. Anyway, so they have a volunteer shelf that some of the food, if it's really dented or if it's super out of date, then they give it to the volunteers to take home and consume at your own risk. So this was opened, but this was a Tangerine pancake waffle mix, Bob's Red Mill, so I grabbed that. I'm not afraid of open containers. Here's some whole fire roasted, this is my favorite brand too, of tomatoes, so I grabbed that. This looks like it's a bag of honey bunches of oats, so I grabbed that. And then they had this chow mein there. That looks pretty cool. I love chow mein noodles. I guess because the date's 2021, but this stuff is dry as a bone. It's going to be just fine. And then I was doing produce sorting today. Any of the food that was left over though, that was not good enough for the customers, like these are super squishy. So I took this home and they had so many things of lemons. Like guys, they had so many of these bags of lemons from Costco. So I grabbed a whole one and they still had so many. So I got a whole bag of lemons. I was able to get a whole watermelon. And then I had 3 avocados. And then they gave me I got some raspberries that have a little mold on there, so they weren't going to put those out. This is a mango, an organic mango. I thought that'd be fun to cut open. And then they gave me a full sleeve of these pineapple Greek yogurt, which is awesome because I love pineapple. And I love Greek yogurt. And these are best by August 20th. So these just went out. Today is the 25th. So these just went out. And they just had so many of these, like cases and cases of just like this. He was handing 12 counts to everybody left and right. And if you are a shopper at the food bank, this was one of your choices, was to get a whole flat of yogurt as well. So I got all of this in addition to all the food in my food bank haul, just by kind of going shopping the same day that I volunteer. I think I'm going to start doing that from here on out. Well, my pot of coffee's done, and my dad gave me this ginormous huge cup. So I think I'm just gonna get myself, 1 cup of coffee before bed. And I'll come back to you later. Alright, let's go this way. No, because then anybody can see my purse. Yep, this way. Hey!
Are you coming to produce today?
Yes!
So it's not here yet.
Okay.
Greg has to go back and get it, and he said there's a
Boy.
So,
alright. Oh, we're getting ready. Get our sword hands ready. Alright, let's go this way. Oh, wow, look at that stuff. Ooh, that looks peanut butter and strawberries. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
this looks perfect for kids.
Ooh, guys. Alright, let's keep going to the back.
Sorry, didn't mean to touch.
No, it's okay. There's enough temptation there. Where's who? Who? Truman. I don't know. He probably needs to go get some of his, I don't know. Lunches and stuff there.
This is your locker.
That's my locker. Is there anything in there? Somebody else picked that locker today. Oh, that's a good locker. Can you go find my name on the name tag thing? You know how to spell it? Do you know how to spell it? You just pull it straight. Pull it straight out. Like this. Nope. Like this. There you go. There's my name.
Ask me.
Here, can you hold this? Can you hold this?
Whoa, look at his name.
I know, that's a lot of volunteers.
Mama, what does A and L spells?
Owl.
What?
Owl. Owl.
A and
There we
L.
go.
A and L
Ready to go.
spells
Okay, too
owl.
close. Owl. Yes, like Albert. Owl. Owl.
Yes, we need to find her name tag.
Conrad, I asked all of you.
What?
All right.
Say?
The back way in. I said I asked everybody. Please no fighting, guys. The secret way in. Welcome to my local food bank. So the first thing I do as a produce sorter is we get the table set up and get some trash cans set up. And then we start unloading the pallets of produce. This is all from Costco. A lot of the produce comes from Costco. They have pallets of these that they donate sometimes every day, and they need the volunteers to go through them. Some food banks will put the food out just like this, but ours likes to go through them and make sure we're giving good quality food to our customers. So that's what the volunteers are here for. They go through the produce, they pick out any moldy ones, and anything that's still good, then they put out on the shelf, and that's what the customers get to pick from. I love this system so much because it keeps food from going to waste and it keeps hungry families fed. The food bank is an amazing resource, and I really hope that if you guys are struggling with food that you would go to your local food bank. Now mine, I hear, is an exception because it is really amazing. This building has been set up for about 25 years, and I'm actually going to have a tour of the building next week. So if you're not subscribed, now's a good time to be subscribed to the channel so you can see a full tour of my food bank coming soon. So you just go through and you pick out good stuff, and anything that's not good, we have a thing called a goat bin. The farmers will come and pick up the bags, and they'll go out and feed them to the goats. Now, since I'm back there and I kind of get first pick of the produce, I am going to be having my own chicken bin on the side. So they have a delivery here. They actually have trucks with drivers who go out and pick up the produce and then bring it back, and that's where other volunteers sort it. They also have to weigh all donations that come in, so that's what that is a giant scale. I'm not quite sure about that, why they have to weigh it. Say someone brings in extra cucumbers from their garden, they also weigh that as well before they put it out on a shelf. So that's what that is a giant scale. And now we're just going through all the produce, picking out anything that's bad. There was a total of 4 of us here this day, so that was really great to have a good crew going. We got done in record time, and we had a total of 3 of these big pallets of fruit and veggies to go through. So this is what I was talking about with all those lemons, guys. There were so many lemons. I probably could have taken 2 bags. So when there's times when I come home with a whole bag of stuff and be like, this was extra at the food bank, it legit is extra at the food bank. Like, I don't take more than there is to offer. And this is stuff that they said it would have gone bad before it could have gotten taken by customers. So it's nice to be able to get back there and be able to preserve what I can, but also be able to help other people as well. So as soon as all the produce is sorted, then it goes on this rack, and then they have a runner who takes the produce and takes it out to the floor for customers to buy. So there you have it. There is our local food bank, and that is what I do when I go and volunteer. So I'm going to grab my chicken bag, and we're going to feed all this produce to my ladies.
Yeah? What's I made? What do you mean? Where? Oh,
All right, that's good, Conrad.
oh, that was so fun!
Come on, Cake, you want some? Hi guys, for dinner I'm going to utilize zucchini, kohlrabi. I have some peppers from the kids' lunches. The boys won't really eat these just like this, but Betty Jan will. So I have 2 packs left that the boys didn't eat, and then I have an onion. I'm going to use the asparagus and this pork. So I'm going to kind of make a stir fry. I have some cold pasta. This is actually little ear pasta is what it's called. I have it cooked and I've been wanting something to do with it, so I'm just going to make a quick pasta out of all this. So my plan is that I'm going to dice all this up pretty small and then pretty much just use the tips on these asparagus since they're so thick. And then I'm going to use this pork and we're going to make a bit of a stir fry. So that's my plan. So let's get to dicing. So with the dicing, I'm just going to be trimming off the edges, and I'm just going to use half of a zucchini because these are lots of different veggies and it may seem like you're not doing a lot, but once you cut them all up, it'll be quite a bit. So I won't be using all of this for the meal tonight. A kohlrabi is kind of like the combination of a cabbage and a peppery flavor, kind of like a broccoli stem, and it's really good for like coleslaws. You could make pickles out of it. You can cut it up, eat it raw. You can shred it, add it to a raw coleslaw. So I like to just saute it. I think that it tastes great and it just adds extra veggies without a whole lot of an additional flavor, I guess. So I'm going to be putting 1 onion in this. I got the peppers. So all of these I'm just rough dicing and slicing because I'm going to be using my Vevor Dicer to get them all uniformed and on the same size. So this dicer is really amazing, guys. I can have it linked below as well as the review I did on it. I have used it so much since I got it, and it is a huge addition to my kitchen. So after I have everything diced, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in the pan to get the pork seared off. Pork is one of those things where it doesn't have a lot of fat in it. Well, some pieces do, some don't. But these are all diced, so I'm not going to worry about having too much fat or anything in there. So I'm going to get that in there, and I'm going to do it in batches to make sure that you don't overcrowd your pan, because that could lead to the moisture that's coming out of the meat. It's not going to evaporate in the hot pan. It's going to remain there, and your meat's more going to boil than sear. So I just sear that, and then I got the whole batch seared up, even though I'm not using all of it. And then I'm going to saute all the veggies, get them cooked to the liking I like. And then I'm going to add half of the pork mixture to it. Add a glob of butter, get that kind of going and moving. And then I'm going to use half and half as my cream. This is one thing I just recently learned, that half and half or heavy whipping cream makes a delicious cream sauce, kind of like an Alfredo. So I've been doing that lately when I'm really wanting something creamy. I got some garlic salt here. I'm going to throw some of that in there just for some seasoning. And then some fresh grated Parmesan. Now I was struggling with this because I didn't take it out of the bag and cut a piece off like I should have. So I would have put more in there, but I was being lazy tonight. So I just got some Parmesan cheese in there, and I'm gonna let this come up to a simmer so it'll thicken up. And it might look a little runny at first, but once you add the pasta in there and then let it sit and cool, then it becomes a nice thick creamy sauce. So I have some of the elephant ear pasta left over, so I'm going to throw that in there and just kind of let that thicken up. Put some bacon bits on top, because why not? That always adds a nice pop of flavor and color. And then I'm going to put some dried parsley on there. I gotta tell you guys, parsley makes all the difference in the dishes. And that's what I ended up making for dinner. It was delicious. Now I'm moving on to the watermelon. I did cut some of this to give Betty Jan to try, but it was dropped pretty hard, and a lot of it is very translucent and kind of not real. It's kind of past the eating the watermelon stage, you know, and it's to the, okay, I need to do something with this watermelon. So the outside, you can see it's good, but the inside's very mushy and had a bit of a flavor to it. So I gave some to Betty Jan to try. She ended up not liking it. So I'm going to do something else with it, and I'm going to turn it into a watermelon lemonade. So I'm just going to dice it all up and have it in portions because I'm going to be putting this through my blender. I'm going to put the seeds in there as well because I don't want to take the time to pick them all out. And with my Vitamix, you can put it on a slow setting, so like 2, and it will puree stuff without breaking down those seeds. So if you want seeds broken up, you go up to like 10, but if you just want them to kind of like hit off the blade, then you go down to 2. And then I just strained it and got all of that mixture out of it. And now we are going to be making something fun. All right, guys, so Betty Jan decided that other watermelon was no good to eat, so I went ahead and juiced it as well. So this is almost 4 quarts, and then this is half a quart, so almost a little over 2 cups. And then I have 1 bottle left of this real lemon juice. This makes excellent lemonade. So I think I'm gonna mix up some watermelon lemonade, and then we'll see how much I have left. So I'm going to do equal parts bottled lemon juice to fresh juice. I did this with my rhubarb, so now I'm just going to do it with watermelon. So I'm going to get 6 cups of the watermelon juice and then the lemon juice over to the stove, and then we are going to add 6 cups of brown sugar. And then 6 cups of brown sugar. Now the only reason I'm using brown sugar is because I happen to have a lot of it. Then I have regular sugar. Actually I have 0 white sugar. So I've just been using brown sugar for everything, because why not? Why go buy stuff if you have other things available? And then we are gonna get this up to a boil. Let all that sugar dissolve, and then we will give it a taste, and then we will jar it up. And that'll be watermelon lemonade concentrate for us to make some lemonade later on. So I'll bring you back when it's all boiled and we'll give her a taste. So if you were to use white sugar, it just wouldn't be quite as dark. It would have that super pink watermelon color. Let's give it a little try. Woo! That's sour and sweet. I like it. So this is actually a concentrate. So you're going to do 1 of these quarts. You're going to add 3 quarts of water or 2 quarts of water and 1 quart of ice. That's how you're going to use this once you take it off your shelf. So it's really nice that it is a concentrate. Wanted to make sure you knew that. All right, so I got 4 quarts. I'm going to have a towel with some vinegar on there. And we're just going to wipe the rims. Make sure any of that stickiness is off, or else that'll help not make it seal. So you want to, it will prevent it from sealing, I should say. So we're going to go ahead, make sure that's clean. Fingertip tight. And then over here, I just have a pot of water, nothing special, just a regular pot. I'm going to drop a washcloth down in there. Just something that's going to be against the bottom of the pan and the jars. So that way, whenever this is boiling, it's not going to boil up against the jar and cause it to go down on the bottom of the pot super hard, if that makes sense. So you just need a big pot where the water is preferably 1 inch over the jars. We're gonna put that in there. We're gonna let this come to a rolling boil, and then we're gonna process for 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna be moving on to this big bag of lemons. I got them all zested. So they're about half a tray I'm gonna throw in the freeze dryer, as well as the oregano that I got from the food bank haul. And now I'm just gonna be juicing them to see how much juice I can get out of them. Ended up with 2.5 cups of fresh lemon juice. Most of the recipes that I found that needed fresh lemon juice were 1/4 cup portions. And I don't have any other silicone molds except for my Halloween ones that could fit 1/2 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and portion all these and then get them in the freezer. And that's how I'm going to store this lemon juice. I'm just going to write lemon juice on here. And then 1/4 cup. And these should just pop right out. And then candy cane. Or not candy cane, candy corn. Lemon juice. It's a ghost. Hopefully this will work. And now I have 1/4 cups of lemon juice for whenever I want anything lemony. Ooh, a leaf one. That's pretty cool. How many did I get? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bucks. Pretty good. A lemon cake, lemon muffins, lemon cheesecake. Oh yeah. And then it's going back into the freezer. Hey everybody, so I wanted to update you on what I was doing. So here's the lemon zest, all freeze dried. It looks good. I've been putting them in these like little portion bags. They're Mylar bags. You put them in there and then you seal the top, and this is going to keep for quite a while. They say up to 25 years if you seal them correctly. So I've just been doing this for my spices, so I'm going to add this to my little spice rack that I have. But I think that these are great, and I like the little packs of it, and then I also put some out for me to start using. Lemon zest, super excited about that. And then all that oregano was also freeze dried and fit into a jar here. So now I have some oregano, super excited. That turned out fantastic. And then here is our watermelon lemonade concentrate. It did separate, but I think it's gonna be fine. I'm going to shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. And then I have 2 quarts of water here that I'm gonna add it to, and we'll give it a try. Sealed just fine. Smells good.
Mama, are you kidding?
That is Teresa, Gideon.
It's me.
It is not sandwich meat. So I'm going to give this a stir. Let's give it a taste. That's really good. It's not too sweet, not too tart. It's not even overly sweet. Like husband would be like, it needs more sugar, but I like it. Ooh. I was a little worried with it separating that there would be like chunks on your tongue, you know, like you're drinking the bits like it's pureed and not, or it's chunky, not all the way pureed. But it's smooth. I don't have any like flakes of watermelon. All this needs is a little bit of rum and it's good to go. Well, that's all the projects that I finished up, but I did make one more meal out of what I had left over from the food bank. So let's check out how I made pasta sauce in the Instapot. I want to show you guys one more dish that I made using the ingredients from the food bank haul. So this is ground pepper bacon. I've gotten full cases of pepper bacon ends before, and I just throw them in my meat grinder and add them to my proteins. So this is the only protein I'm going to have in this dish is the bacon. And then I'm going to add in those leftover veggies from our dish the other night. And these are all those tomatoes all cut up. Guys, look at these. They're so beautiful. I love fresh garden tomatoes. I'm very fortunate and thankful to the person who donated these to the food bank from their garden. So after that bacon and the veggies cook for a little bit, I'm just going to throw the tomatoes straight in there, give them a little press down to get some of those juices released. And after it's been cooking for a couple minutes, I'm going to put the lid on it and pressure cook it for 10 minutes. Then once you let it natural release for about 15 or so, whenever you're ready to deal with it, add your seasonings to it. I did black pepper and pizza seasoning because that has a lot of the same herbs as you would for a spaghetti sauce. So I threw that in there, and the sauce is still kind of runny, even though I didn't add any extra liquid to it. So I reduced it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add in some rotini pasta just to make something kind of different. And that's what we had for dinner. It was super tasty. And just like that, we made 2 tasty dinners and some watermelon lemonade, and we have lemon cubes for the freezer. I think the food banks are absolutely phenomenal. I know I have a special one who really goes over and beyond for its community, and I'm so grateful to that because it has helped save my family. Like, I really don't know what my family would be doing if it wasn't for the food bank. So if you find yourself struggling, please consider going to your local food bank. That is what they are there for. Well, thanks for coming along and seeing what I got at the food bank and how I used it to make food for my family. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time on Mama Baird's.